everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Flowlu contact on Tally forms submission. So I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and using Tally, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. Here what I want is that as soon as by of the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Tally forms. I want to create that lead as a contact in my Flowlu account. Now creating these contacts manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build the connection between Tally and Flowlu with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Flowlu contact on Tally forms submission. So as an owner of a digital marketing agency, I use Tally forms to gather essential leads data such as name, email and phone number. On the other hand, I use Flowlu as my CRM to organize and manage all my leads and clients' interaction. To streamline my workflow and save time, I've set up an automation that connects Tally form with Flowlu. Now, whenever any of my leads submits a form with the help of Tally form, automatically that lead is created as a contact in my Flowlu account. This ensures I never miss a lead, eliminates the need of manual data entry, and allows me to focus on converting those leads into long-time clients. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between these two applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in to my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides, from which we are going to select this Pabbly Connect. For that, click on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create Flowlu Contact on Tally Forms Submission. So this is the name that I want to give to my workflow, okay? After that, over here, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I have created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Flowlu Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create Flowlu Contact on Tally Forms Submission, and you can see there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Tally Forms. As with the help of Tally Forms, I have created a form with the help of which I am collecting my leads data. I want that as soon as any of the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Tally, automatically over here the trigger should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I have selected it as Tally. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select it as new response. Now you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Using this webhook URL, we're going to build the connection between Tally and Pabbly Connect. For that, copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, follow the steps given here below step by step, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my Tally account. After coming to my Tally account, what I'm going to do is, this is my workspace of my Tally account and I have created two forms using it. One is Contact Us form with the help of which I collect my leads data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this edit page of my Contact Us form right here. After coming to this page, what we are going to do is we are going to click on the settings button right here. As I'm going to come on this settings button, I'm going to go to this integration section right here. After coming to the edit section of this form that I've created, I'm going to go to the settings option next to preview right over here. As I'm going to come to it from the panel, go to the integrations page right here. And in the integrations, you can see it says webhooks. Click on this connect button right here. It is asking for the endpoint URL. For that, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. After entering the URL, click on this connect button right here. As I've done that, you can see a webhook URL has been successfully added to the form that I've created using Tally in the name of contact us form. As now the webhook URL is added, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. You can see over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. I need the simple response over here. For that, I'm going to toggle the simple response button over here, okay? As over here it is saying waiting for webhook response. Now to check whether Tally forms are successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the test form submission of this form that I've created using Tally. And after doing the test submission, I'm going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test form submission or not. For that, from the panel, go to the share option right here. This is the URL of this form. I'm going to copy this URL from here and I'm going to paste this URL right over here in a new tab. After opening that over here, this is asking for the details of our lead. So let us fill one by one. Firstly, it is asking for the lead's first name. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as new. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as new@pabblytuts.com. This is my email. For the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number. For the company over here, I'm going to write it as test company. For the city over here, I'm going to write it as Bhopal. And for the country over here, I'm going to write it as India. Okay. Next, it is asking for the service interested in. I'm going to select as search engine optimization. Then I'm going to click on this submit button. It says your registration is completed. This means the form submission has now been done. As the form submission is done, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. Over here, I'm going to wait for a few seconds. And as I've done that, you can see Pabbly Connect has captured the response of the new form submission. First name as new, last name as lead, email as new@pabblytuts.com. For the phone number, the mobile number, company name as test company, city as Bhopal, country as India. And for the service interested in, this is the option that they have selected, okay? As now the response has been captured over here in our trigger, this means that Tally Forms is now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now, whenever binding the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Tally automatically in a similar manner. Pabbly Connect is going to capture the response of that. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as by the lead, a form submission is going to be done by Tally, I want to create that lead as a contact in my Flowlu account. Now, for that, we're going to set up our action step. And for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Flowlu. As now we're going to create a contact. For the action event, I'm going to select it as create CRM account, that is contact. Select this action event with the help of which we can create contact in our Flowlu account. And then click on this connect button to connect Flowlu to Pabbly Connect. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here it is asking for the API key and the account URL. Using these fields, we can connect Flowlu to Pabbly Connect. For having the details, you have to follow the steps given here below in the help desk. It says enter your API key. For API key, log into your Flowlu account, navigate to profile, go to portal settings, API settings, click on add button. Okay, so now we're going to have the API key first. For that, log into your Flowlu account. So this is my Flowlu account, and to have the API key, from the top right corner, you can see this profile button. Click on it right here. And then after that, go to portal settings button right here. Okay. After coming to portal settings, we have to go to the API settings option right here. And as we're going to come to this, we are going to add a new API key. For that, click on this add button. It is asking for the name. So for the name over here, I'm going to write over here as test key. Okay, this is the name that I want to give. After entering the name of the key, it is asking for us to select the application. As we want the application as the CRM, so I'm going to select over here the application as CRM. And then I'm going to click on the save button right here. As we have done that, you can see a key has been created in our Flowlu account. I'm going to copy this key from here and paste this API key right over here in our workflow. After that, it is asking for the account URL. In order to have the account URL, go back to your Flowlu account. So this is my Flowlu account. And you can see over here, this is the URL of your account. And to have the account URL, this from https://.com is our URL. So I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to paste it right over here. Okay. So I'm going to remove this slash from here. This is my account URL, okay? After entering the key and the URL, I'm going to click on the save button right here. After connecting over here, it is asking for the title ID, okay? As in my previous response, the designation is not specified, so I don't want this designation over here. You can see there are multiple options. I don't want that. In order to remove it, toggle this map button on and remove the existing data from here, okay? After that, it is asking for the first name, last name, and all the other details of the contact that we are going to create. For the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. What is mapping? Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on this field, this was the previous step. As I'm going to click on it, this is the response that was captured in our previous step of our lead details. Okay. I want to create the same lead as a contact. So for the data of these fields, we are going to select the data from the previous response. It is asking for the first name. So I'm going to select the data of the first name from my previous response. As I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I map the data has now become dynamic. That means now, whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this map data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to map the data of the last name. Email, I'm going to map the data of the email. It is asking for the description. For the description over here, I'm going to write it as new lead generated. This is a description, okay? For the category over here, I'm going to select it as customer right over here, okay? For the industry over here, there are multiple industries. You can see I don't have a specified industry. For that, I'm going to toggle this map button on and remove the existing data from here, okay? After that, it is asking for the address, which I do not have, so I'm going to skip the part. For the phone number over here, I'm going to map the data of the phone number that I've received over here in the response. This is the phone number. I'm going to map the data, okay? After that, it is asking for all these details, which I do not require, so I'm going to simply skip the part. After that, you can select the owner ID over here. This is the owner ID, so I'm going to select the ID, okay? It is asking for the country. We have received the data of the country, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply map the data of the country, and we have received the data of the city, so I'm going to map the data of the city right here, okay? It is asking for all these details, so I'm going to skip the part. For the billing country, I'm going to map the data of the country over here as well, and for the city also, I'm going to map the same data right here, okay? I'm going to skip all the parts, okay? So after filling in all the required details right over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply click on the Save and Send Test Request button right here. As I've done that, we've received a response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Flowlu account. This is my Flowlu account's contacts page. You can see right here. I'm going to refresh this contacts page from here. As I refresh the page, you can see a new contact has been created in my Flowlu account. Okay, let us tally the response of the contact. The name of the contact is new lead. Email as new@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. You can see right over here. The address comes as Bhopal, India. You can see right over here with all the other details. Okay. As now the contact is successfully created in our Flowlu account, this means that we have successfully created an automation between Tally and Flowlu with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of a digital marketing agency and I've set up this workflow. Over here for the trigger, I've selected as Tally new response. As with the help of Tally, I've created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data. As soon as beneath the lead, a new form submission is going to be done. Over here in this trigger, the response of the lead form submission is going to be captured. As we have set up our trigger, for the action I've selected as Flowlu create CRM account contact, as whenever the form submission of the lead is going to be done, that lead is going to be created as a contact using this action setup right here. And using Pabbly Connect, I build the connection between these two applications. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.